This is Chris Ken with another key consideration that we have to make when we're training women. Now, another thing that women deal with that is unique to their lifestyle is childbirth. If I'm looking at everything in life, I cannot think of a more, disturbing event for stomach definition. I mean, we have stretched skin, we have a literal tearing of the core musculature, and we have an inhibition of that musculature. What often happens is, we think about strengthening our abs, and strengthening, like our pelvic floor, these muscles surrounding the core with things like sit-ups and, kegling and that sort of thing. But what often happens is, we get a timing delay in these muscles where they might be strong, but they don't turn on at the appropriate times, all right? And we see this with things like urinary incontinence. We've gotten that before where women are doing like jump roping in our gym and suddenly they have to run to the bathroom, and this is a major problem, all right? And one of the first things that we want to do, to kind of get the most bang for our buck possible in core training is establish control of these muscles, all right? This is not an issue of strength training. This is simply an issue of doing what is called activation work, so we turn these things on at the proper time. Now, this is often expressed in core training, when somebody is doing a plank, for example, and they feel it in their arms and their legs, but not in their stomach, or they're doing a dead bug, and they feel it in their back, because their back is arching. Okay, and one of the first things that we're going to teach our clients to do is simply, work the right muscles and activate the right areas. Okay, when we're talking about we're going to work on two positions today, all right? When we're talking about dead bug position specifically, all right, what I'm going to do is start on my back here. All right, I just cue the person to lie down. All right, I can put my hand under my back here. All right, I feel, a fairly significant arch. Okay, now what I tell the person to think about doing is pretend like you're being poked in the stomach. All right, I'll poke slightly, tighten your abs, depress this spot, not to the point where you're holding your breath, but you feel a nice squeeze here. All right, just being able to maintain this, talk, breathe, that sort of thing, really is the first step, because this is the position that we want to be in for all abdominal exercises. From here, we can start to do things like marching, again, while maintaining this brace. Okay, once we can do that, all right, as well, what I'll do is just have the person raise their feet off the ground, hold a ball or just some object, and pull over. All right, only come to the point to where you start to feel this, or where you're able to keep your back on the floor and stop. Over time, once again, this is like a mobility drill in the sense that we can make this progressively more difficult, pull over farther, and this is a great activation warm-up for our planking and our dead bug circuits. The other thing that I have here is a ball. All right, in the beginning, holding on to a ball or some sort of an object like this, something that I can squeeze onto, really helps me to tighten my abs. It helps me to turn my core on. All right, so just a small play ball here is what I've got. You can use like a basketball, a tennis ball, really anything that you can hold on to. Just keeping your abs, it'll just really help you to keep your abs tight. So just think about giving this a good squeeze. Again, pulling over, and just keeping your back pressed flat. All right, the other position that we want to address here is going to be plank position. All right, with this, once again, I'm going to come on all fours, really pressing the ground, keep my abs tight. Just tighten up in this position before anything else. All right, I tell the person to press their feet together, okay, because that is going to help them feel that in the right areas. It's going to really help them to kind of brace these lower areas here. Oftentimes, especially with women, it'll help to block in those pelvic floor muscles, and then I'll raise off the ground, hold for maybe 10 seconds, really keep everything tight. Again, be able to breathe, but just hold and come down. Now, if you find that you cannot do that, if that is an issue for you, once again, we can incorporate the ball into a bit of activation work. So what I'm going to do now, put the ball between my knees. Again, give this thing a good squeeze here, press my feet together as well, and I really feel much more sort of a tightening here. All right, now from this position, I can once again come into a plank position, really tighten this ball, squeeze my butt cheeks, squeeze my abs together, and think about holding like you're trying not to go to the bathroom. Again, holding for 10, I'm coming down, squeezing my inner thigh muscles together, holding, coming down, and that is the perfect activation exercise to really get everything warmed up before our core complete workout, or a core training workout, or just generally. What I do is maybe one set of several 10-second holds in each position, and it just helps me to wake everything up, to get things moving around, and again to get sort of the awareness necessary to be successful with my core training.